I'm Islam Bouakkaz, and I'm an actor. So my experience in theatre is pretty much starts as early as I can remember. Acting is all I've ever known from like the age of 4 or 5 years old. I used to mimic cartoons and characters on the TV, and I used to practice their accents and their caricatures. And I come into school the next day and I would sort of show it to my friends and try and make them laugh. And then growing up, my imagination started to just sort of grow and get bigger, and I'd write all the stories down on paper, all these crazy weird stories and whatever I could think of, and that would sort of let my imagination flow. And then it was only when I really got to college that's when the career driven side of it started to kick in. I was in a year group full of people who shared the same passion, who wanted to pursue it as much as I did. And so together in a room, rehearsing, doing projects, that was really something special. And I've made long-time friends from college, and from acting, from rehearsing, and sharing each other's ideas. And it's such a vulnerable thing as well. Acting, you're in a room, and you could be exploring so many different emotions, and all you've got is each other to trust. And but acting, it's always been my thing. My experience with connections was probably the first significant point in my journey in this brilliant industry. You're putting on a show for a paying audience, just like any other show on Broadway or on West End, and you've got a message and a story to tell. And we felt like real working actors. We were treated like professionals in that short amount of time. The National Theatre, they were so welcoming, and we were in there, and it was heads on. Most of us only turned 18, at the time, and we're just really starting to be adults and getting an idea of what this industry really is. And we stayed in the hotel. You get up early, you go in and rehearse together as a cast, facing the obstacles you've got to face, and you've got to work it out together. You're on a new stage, bigger stage. And it was definitely a lot of fun, very overwhelming as well. I'd say it was very overwhelming, but being there together and experiencing it definitely helped. My advice on performing in different venue and different stage is to warm up twice as hard, and really focus on warm-ups and give yourself time to warm up before that performance. And use the nerves that you have on stage to charge yourself and to give it back to the audience. It will be overwhelming, but you've got to remember that the audience are here for you. They're here to watch you, and they want you to do well. They want to see your story, and you'll have most of your friends and family there as well, and they want to support you. I think also remember that despite having to, maybe your director telling you to play bigger or project louder, the message of your story still remains the same. And you don't be afraid to take risks because you're somewhere else. Keep taking risks, because that's what actors do. Keep playing and bringing new, fresh ideas. My advice for the participants of the National Theatre Connections is to look after your cast. This process is such a significant moment in your journey, and wherever you are in years to come, wherever you'll be, whatever you're doing, you'll look back in this moment and you'll remember the people around you, your castmates, or director, the crew, and how important this was to the beginnings of your acting career. You'll remember the mistakes, the nerves you had, the choices you made, the night before, the night after, the celebration. It was such a pinnacle moment for me. And look after one another, because you're going to need each other. You're all going to be nervous. You're all going to be celebrating it together at the end, and the show can't go on without you guys. So look after one another and warm up. Best of luck.